Everybody, so back again. Today we're finally going to finish the repair. YouTube, we're going to finish the repair on my CZ27. So for those in my watching audience, this will be approximately the 8th time that I have shot this video. The first 6 times things didn't quite go as planned, and the 7th time when I uploaded the video, YouTube decided to put limited visibility on it by saying it wasn't advertiser friendly. However, as you saw at the beginning of this video, this does not violate the community guidelines or the AdSense policy. This is merely the repair of a firearm, which is within YouTube guidelines. I feel the need to state that because I feel that their categorization of this video was incorrect. Now that I've said that, we're going to dive off into this. So welcome back, everybody. As you've seen in my older video, you noticed I had the CZ27. Link is down in the description below. When I got this from Hunter's Lodge, it was missing a couple items of interest once I tore it down and realized exactly what was missing, namely a hammer spring, as well as it was missing this safety release. So what we're going to attempt to do today is we're going to attempt to reassemble and repair this CZ27. Now, as you will notice, I've already dropped my trigger back in with the trigger spring, simply because that was very painful. So I decided to go ahead and do that off camera. But let's get this party started. We're going to start with our hammer spring. You will notice, you may not be able to see it on the video here, but this bottom of this hammer spring is dovetailed, and there is a dovetailed slot on the back strap here. So what we're going to do is we're going to slide this in. The reason I'm showing you guys this is because there's not a lot of videos out there that show the assembly of a CZ27. So we're going to drop it in like so into that slot. And then what we're going to do is slide it into place. As you can see there, the hole now lines up. And we're going to reinstall that screw, which will secure this hammer spring in place. I'm trying to do my best to show you guys this as much as possible because, like I said, there's not many videos out there that show this, and it can be quite difficult. I've learned that from the previous 6 times of filming this video. It's not easy. Now at this point we've got our hammer spring installed. We're going to go next to our hammer. We're going to install that. Now the simplest way to do this is to drop it in like so, and then depress your hammer spring in this position so that this will drop into place and so that your hammer spring will slide into the slot here of your hammer. So we're going to attempt to get that in. It looks like I've got it started. I'm going to press it down. Actually, let's use something a little bit wider with which to press it down. And you kind of heard it drop into place. You now see that it is indeed in position of that notch in the hammer. Now, one of the hardest things is this safety release. I will tell you this from all the times that I have attempted to get this thing installed. It is by no means easy. It's very hard. Now, we have an empty 7-round magazine here. And by the way, I know I put this disclaimer at the beginning. Obviously, this firearm is handled unloaded. There's no way it could fire even if you wanted to, and there is no ammunition present. This is handled in a safe, controlled environment. Thank you, YouTube. Now, the reason I installed or inserted the magazine here was it so that I would have free range of motion of this trigger. Now, the next part, which can be quite difficult, is getting actually, let me do this right. First, I need to put my safety in, and you will notice I also have my safety spring. So this is a little difficult there's a small cutout here, and there's a cutout here, and this kind of sits in there, just like that. I believe I just hooked that in wrong. There we go. That's how we want that to sit. You want it to sit up like that so that when you press it, it goes down. So let's get this safety in, or at least try to. Now, you see how that sits? Now what we want to do is we want to depress this safety release so that we can push this up, because we want this back end to be as far down as possible to where it's not putting so much pressure on your trigger bar. So we're going to take this spring, we're going to insert it into there. Now this next part you probably won't see a lot of. I'm not going to do it justice, because essentially I have to hold this down. Let me show you. I have to hold this safety down, applying pressure. I have to push this up, and I have to insert the trigger bar in here. I have to hold the hammer back, and I also have to press the spring down to get it to sit within this hole. So now you know why I filmed this at least 6 times already, because it's quite difficult. It's not easy. And like I have stated in some videos at different points in time, sometimes this requires realistically 3 hands. It's just not easy. Now I apologize, I know you guys are not seeing all of this like you need to, but it's very hard, and I'm just trying to do the best I can. And I have to have it on the table here with which to apply pressure to all of the parts that I need to in order to keep them in place, to get this assembled and repaired. Yes, I know you guys are going to hear me harping on the word repair an awful lot in this video, because sometimes certain algorithms and people want to play games. So, oh, by the way, if you guys are watching this video and you're doing it without any ads whatsoever, it's because YouTube has suppressed it yet again. But hopefully that won't be the case this time. I don't know. This thing is extremely difficult to get in here. I think I got it just dropped in. So this is how it's supposed to sit. That's why I've got to pull the hammer back to get this to sit in place properly with which to push this down, apply all the pressure to all the different places. Now, before we're going to close this up, I'm going to move this down to see if my safety release engages. And you see it pops out like that, so it does engage. That's exactly what I want. So now we're going to install our side plate, which is going to help to keep everything nice and buttoned up, hopefully. Now our side plate's in. Now what I want to show you is the proper actuation of this safety release. That's exactly how it's supposed to work. See that? And you'll see that on some of the other videos. I think Mac does them, maybe Such does them. I forget who all has these guns. So now we're going to work on our barrel assembly. Pardon the trash. So what we're going to do is we're going to insert our barrel assembly, oops, wrong way, with the locking lugs facing the top side of the slide. And then when you get it, you will see a notch right here. When you get it to that notch, you will be able to rotate it. You see your lugs there now. Slide it back into place. We're going to set that down. Now we're going to get our recoil spring, guide rod, spring toward the front, plunger toward the rear. You're going to line it up with your locking lugs. And then you will see how it sets into place. I don't know how well you can see that. So now we're going to remove our magazine just because it's easier. Actually, let's go ahead and drop that hammer. Now we're going to remove our magazine, and we're going to attempt to get our slide on here. Now what I do, you don't have to do it the way I do it. I lay it upside down. And if you don't have this bar all the way down, sometimes it won't slide on properly. Or the side plate, I mean. So then you're going to take your slide and move it until you get, helps to cock the hammer. So you get it in position. Actually, it is in position right now to where you see a nice hole through the center. You're going to insert your takedown lever or takedown pin. Now you see, now you guys can see where I just messed up. See, I didn't have it all the way back, so now it's not retained. That's not a big deal. It does happen. So let's try this again. There it is. Now you can see it. Hold that in place. Grab your takedown pin, insert it, slide it up. Oh, let me take this back apart. Guys, I apologize, I just messed this up. There's a good reason why that barrel slid forward like it did. You're about to see why. Notice anything missing? My lug. Actually, I think I'm going to have to take this back off. Let's just redo this. You know, honestly, you can't always get everything perfect on camera. Sometimes you forget. So now that that is back in place like it should be, recoil spring and guide rod are where they should be. Now we're going to put this back on the frame. Or at least try to. It's lined up. Going to insert our takedown pin, put that in position, and now you'll notice it looks a little bit more right. Alright, so before moving forward, we're going to insert our magazine because it has mag safety. We're going to drop our hammer. We're going to go back and remove said magazine. And now, if you guys notice, two of the other items of interest that were missing were grip screws. So I'm going to repair the grip panel portion now. So what does that mean? Well, I'm going to install it. I'm going to do reassembly, of this part of the weapon in order to repair it. And I'm sorry guys if you hear me saying repair 14 million times, but you know why, unfortunately. Oh yeah, these are going to be fun. See, the problem is these holes don't line up perfectly. So I had a bit of fun with these last time. And when I mean fun, it was actually quite painful. But we're going to do the best with what we got in terms of trying to get these in here correctly. One side in, tighten it down, get the other side. Of course I have to do the same thing because the holes don't quite line up perfectly. And there we have it. Fully repaired CZ27. Fully repaired from Hunter's Lodge. In very nice shape. Safety works correctly as it should. Of course, you cannot drop it because this does have a magazine safety. Once again, unloaded. Insert the mag. And now you can drop your hammer. So there you have it, guys. That is my cheap CZ27 that I got from Hunter's Lodge that was missing grip screws, that was missing a hammer spring, that was missing the safety release. Once again, this is a fine example of a fully sanitized CZ27. However, if you look very closely, and I'll try to do a picture of this, there is one little inspection mark that partially exists here. The waffle amp itself was removed. It was also milled out on this side, and then all the markings were milled off the top of the slide here. But this is and then of course the CZ logos were removed from the grips. So this is a very good example of a fully sanitized CZ27. There you have it, guys. Once again, if you're watching this and there's no ads, well, it's because YouTube thinks that I violated a policy. I disagree. And as you saw at the beginning, the policy was included in this video. So there you have it. That is my CZ27, now fully repaired and reassembled, not manufactured. Of course, everything completely legal here, or as the Brits would say, everything on the up and up. So there you have it. I just want to thank everybody for bearing with me through this probably painful video. My apologies. Want to thank all my subscribers. I want to thank everyone for your likes, your shares, your comments. I greatly appreciate it. And in times of great suppression, it helps greatly. Of course, there's only so much I can do. And I appreciate everything you guys do to help out the channel. But we're going to try on a nice day, get this thing out, and we're going to test fire it. Oh yeah, it may blow up in my hand. Hopefully I don't end up like Kentucky Ballistics. But surely not, since it's just a 32 ACP. But we're going to try it out. Or Ballistics High Speed. Man, if you guys didn't see that RPG-7 explode, dear God, that was horrendous. And thank God he's alive. Anyway, but I don't think this will blow up in my hand. I mean, it still appears to be in very good shape. As a matter of fact, there's an inspection mark right there too. What's left of it? Doesn't look like they completely got it, but it's not deep enough to really see everything. Anyway, I'll try to get a couple little pictures of those inspection marks that still remain. But thanks for watching, guys. I greatly appreciate you tuning in. And probably the next video coming out may be that repair on my friend's Browning A5 Magnum 20. It needs all the springs replaced in it, so we're going to do a video and show the repair of that shotgun, and hopefully get it back functioning properly. Of course, it was missing some friction rings and some other small little goodies, which I detailed that in another video where I got those parts from Midwest Gunworks. But anyway, this thing looks really cool now. I'm so happy to finally get this repaired so that I can enjoy it. I've heard these are really nice to shoot, especially since it's such a light caliber or a light load, and it's all steel. Very nice little pistols. A lot of times your German officers would carry these. Of course, you can still see some of the straw finish on that trigger, which is really cool. But this thing is in surprisingly good shape, even though it's kind of, it was missing some parts, a little boogered up on that side plate, but in wonderful shape. I still love it. Barrel's in great shape. I mean, the bore condition is phenomenal. I don't know why. I may take the slide back off and get a photo of the bore, because once I cleaned out all that black grease, which I didn't bore you guys to death with the cleanup process. It took a lot of cleanup. A whole bunch of hops number 9 or hoppies number 9. But got everything back together, got it all oiled up, got it all reassembled and repaired, and I think this will be a fine CZ27. So thanks everybody for watching. Be on the lookout for more repair work like this coming your way, refurbishment in the future. I plan on cranking out some of this content, so I know it was requested and I will try to provide it. So thanks everybody for watching, and you guys have a great day.